Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. The six internal bases should be understood. The six external bases should be understood. The six classes of consciousness should be understood. The six classes of contact should be understood. The six classes of feelings should be understood. The six classes of craving should be understood. Friends, this is the tangle that I talked about yesterday. During my talk, if you still can remember, I said one certain deity came to the Buddha and said, Bhante, inner tangle, outer tangle, tangle over tangle, who will disentangle this tangle? The deity said. Then the Buddha said, the wise person, having established on Seela, morality, practice, develop concentration and wisdom, he disentangles this entangle. That is what the Buddha said. So this is the tangle. This tangle should be understood. There are six things, six sets of six. This is only through Vipassana. We can understand this tangle only through Vipassana. In order to develop Vipassana, we need to practice concentration. So for this Dhamma talk, our topic is Vipassana, as the Buddha said. Vipassana, whenever we talk on Vipassana, we should not forget that only the Buddha revealed and rediscovered and revealed Vipassana. In other words, nobody else can understand Vipassana. For the first time in this human history, the Buddha revealed this technique of Vipassana. Nowhere else you can find Vipassana, only in the teaching of the Buddha. Vipassana, when practiced, as I said yesterday, there is no particular meditation to be called Vipassana, but it is the result of practicing. Vipassana means see through. You can see through when you practice, develop. For that you have to practice, develop, cultivate your mind. Then only you can see through. Whenever you see the object of your meditation, in the object of your meditation, whenever you see the arising nature and perishing nature, arising, perishing, origination, cessation, that is what is Vipassana. That is where you start to understand real Vipassana. When you understand this change in nature, you can see in the middle also, in the middle of the object also, not only the ends, middle also you can see that the vibration, the change in nature. That is the existence. That existence is called conditionally existence. Things are conditioned. All things are conditioned. All conditioned things have three characteristics. The Buddha said, Uppado panyayati, vayo panyayati, titassa anyatattam panyayati. Every conditioned thing has these three characteristics. Uppado panyayati. There is a characteristic, these three characteristics. The one characteristic is that there is an appearance. There is a birth. Then, vayo panyati, there is a disappearance. There is a disappearance. And in the middle, tithassa anyatattam panyati. Titha is the staying. It exists. It is existing with the vibration. It's changing, all the time changing. That is what happened to everything. We all have the same characteristics. Now those who came to the retreat are no more. You all have changed. Even within 10 minutes before, 10 minutes before we sat here, we have changed. So this is the nature. All the time we are changing. This is conditioned. We all are conditioned. Things are interdependent. That is called sankhara. Sankhara. All sankharas. Buddha once said, sabbe sankhara anicca. All conditioned things are impermanent. Sabbe sankhara anicca. Yada panyaya pasyati, when one sees this true wisdom, true insight, when one sees this true wisdom, atta nibbindate dukkhe, then turns away from suffering. Esa maggo visuddhya, this is the path to purity. So all conditioned things are changing. When we practice, develop our mind, both concentration and wisdom, we can see this change in nature. If we see this change in nature, that is what is called Vipassana. In order to develop Vipassana, practice Vipassana, the most important thing, the indispensable thing is mindfulness. Without mindfulness, nobody can practice Vipassana. Mindfulness is the indispensable factor. The Buddha, it is very clearly said in the discourses. In the Acharya Abhuta Dhamma Sutta, wonderful and marvelous things, the discourse name Wonderful and Marvelous Things. Sutta number 1, 2, 3. It is easy to remember. 1, 2, 3. From Majjhima, middle and saints. There the Buddha very clearly said how he became mindful. When he was born, he was mindful. It's not after growing. When he was born, he was mindful. When he lived in society, he was mindful. When he passed away, he was mindful. So he was born mindfully, lived mindfully, and passed away mindfully. So mindfulness, he maintained mindfulness throughout his life. Even while he was practicing 6 years, rigorous, very severe austerities, 6 years, in the suttas, like Mahasachaka Sutta, Mahasihanada Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya, the middle and saint, Buddha says how he practiced severe austerities. Whatever he practiced, he says, unremitting mindfulness remains with me. That is how he practiced mindfulness. When he passed away not to be born again. Mindfully he passed away, not to be born again. This is called parinibbana. Parinibbana. Nibbana means extinguished. Extinction. Extinguished. What extinguished? All fire. He extinguished all fire. Parinibbana. Nibbana is extinguished. Pari means all. All. When you say all, what is all? Buddha gave a discourse in the Sangyutta Nikaya, the connected discourses. The name of the discourse is the all. Addressing the monks, the Buddha said, monks, I am going to tell you the all. What is all? The eye and forms, ear and sounds, the nose and smell, odors, the tongue and taste, the body and tactile objects, the mind and the mental objects. This is what is called all. Further he says, if anybody rejects this and try to make known any other to be called all, that is mere boasting. He said that is mere boasting. Nobody can do that. This is what is all. That is how we are exposed to this world. We have 6 senses, all the world, all these things we have created, we have made all these things to please our senses. These houses, roads, whatever, cars, all these gadgets. We try to please our senses. To please our senses, we create all these things. So, senses and their bases, external, they are the corresponding external bases. These are, the Buddha said, all. Another discourse. In the same Samyutta Nikaya, the connected discourse. Where the Buddha said, all means form, feelings, perceptions, volitional formation, consciousness. This is what is called all. These 5 aggregates. So the Buddha said, these all are burning. That is the problem. Existence of 5 aggregates is all right. But the Buddha said, all these are burning, not only 5 aggregates. These 6 senses and their external bases as well. They all are burning. There's a discourse named Burning, which was delivered to 1,000 monks. Some of you know Uruvela Kassapa, Gaya Kassapa, Nadi Kassapa, 3 brothers. They had their own groups, disciples. One 500, another 250, another 250. The other one. So altogether 1,000 disciples. They were not Buddhist. They were not the followers of the Buddha. When the Buddha preached them, they all became the followers of the Buddha. Buddha gave them this particular discourse named Burning. Is a fire simile. Fire simile. Aditta Pariyaya. Where the Buddha said, monks, all are burning. What all? Then there the Buddha said, all means I, the form, consciousness, contact and feeling. The ear, the sound, ear consciousness, contact, feeling. The nose, odors, nose consciousness, nose contact, nose feeling. Then the tongue, taste, tongue consciousness, tongue contact, tongue feeling. The body, tactile object, the body consciousness, body contact, body feeling. The mind, mental object, the mind consciousness, mind contact, mind feeling. These what is called all are burning. All the time, all are burning all the time. Burning with what? Then the Buddha said, burning with what? Burning with fire. Fire of lust. Fire of hatred. Fire of delusion. Fire of birth. Fire of decay. Fire of death. Fire of sorrow. Fire of lamentation. Fire of grief. Fire of displeasure. fire of despair. All these are 11 types of fires. So we all are all the time burning with 11 types of fires. Not one type. 11 types of fire. We all are all the time burning. This is to be discerned. This is to be understood clearly. It is only through Vipassana you can understand this fire. This fire is to be extinguished, to be blown out completely. That is why we have to practice Vipassana, to blow out this fire, to be cool, calm. The Buddha, when he realized this, Buddha said, Nibbutta, Nibbutosmi. I became cool. Siti Bhutosmi, Siti Bhuta. I came to the state of coolness. Siti Bhuta. Because he completely extinguished fire. Then he became cool, calm. I came to the state of coolness. Siti Bhutosmi, Nibbuto. Nibbana means you completely blow out fire, extinguish fire. That is what is called Nibbana. In order to understand this, the Buddha delivered a special discourse named Cha Chakra. Cha Chakra means 6 sets of 6. 6 sets of 6. That is the name of the discourse. This is from Majjhima Nikaya, middle length saying 148. Number 148, if you like to read. Better you read this. This is very good, very important discourse to understand what is pure Vipassana. That is Vipassana. Buddha explained. So this discourse, the Buddha delivered this discourse when he was dwelling at the place called Savatthi. It's a famous place where the Buddha lived about 25 years. It's a monastery donated by a millionaire. While he was living there, once the Buddha addressed the monks. Addressing the monks, the Buddha said, "Monks, I am going to teach you the Dhamma, which is excellent in the beginning, excellent in the middle, excellent in the end. I am going to teach you the Dhamma." This is how the Buddha addressed them. Dhamma is excellent. Beginning, middle and the end. Dhamma has qualities. The teaching of the Buddha. We recite this every day. In Pali and in English both. In the morning we chant this in Pali. In the evening we chant this in English. There are 6 qualities of the Dhamma. It is better we understand 6 qualities of the Dhamma. Dhamma is suakkhato bhagavata dhammo. Suakkata means well expounded the Dhamma. So this Dhamma was well expounded by the Buddha. What do you mean by well expounded? Nobody can add to the Dhamma that taught by the Buddha. Saying that, there is something lacking here. Nobody can add anything else. Say, for instance, the 4 Noble Truths. Nobody can say that there are 5 Noble Truths. 4 means 4. That is, when the Buddha said 4 Noble Truths, there is only 4 truth. Not 4 truths, but 1 truth, 4 facets of truth. That is how the Buddha explained this 4 Noble Truths. That means not 4 truths in the world. Truth should be one. Truth should be common to all beings in the world. So that truth, the Buddha said, with 4 facets of truth. So like that. So that is why it is called well expounded the Dhamma. suakhato bhagavata dhammo. Sandittiko, directly visible. You don't want to wait to experience this Dhamma. You don't want to be born somewhere else to be experience this Dhamma. It is here, directly visible. You can experience right here, now. Akaliko, unaffected by time. There is no time frame to understand this Dhamma. It is the same Dhamma that the Buddha, the people in the time of the Buddha, they experienced the Four Noble Truths. It is the same Four Noble Truths that we experience today. We learn today. And in the future, the same. And there is no time, it's beyond time. Time, basically, we have three times: past, future, present. So this Dhamma is beyond time. And of course beyond space as well. Beyond time and space. So that is why it is called unaffected by time. Then ehi passiko, it invites you to come and see, not come and believe this, come and embrace this, not that. Come and see it. Try to understand. Do your own exploration. Do your own investigation. Come and see. Ehi passiko. Opanaiko. Upanayati means when you practice. Opanaika means when you practice this Dhamma becomes yours. That is no more the Buddha's Dhamma. Then it is your Dhamma. You understand. You understand yourself, the Four Noble Truths within you. Then the Dhamma becomes yours. Opanaiko. Pachatam veditabbo vinyuhi. This Dhamma is to be understood, realized by the wise, individually. Though we practice in group, when experience Dhamma, we experience the Dhamma individually. So these are the qualities of the Dhamma. Then the Buddha explained them the Dhamma. To explain them the Dhamma, the teaching, Buddha gave the synopsis first. There the Buddha said, I like to chant, I like to recite this in Pali first. I love to read Pali, I love to chant Pali. Buddha said, Cha ajjattikani ayatanani veditabbani Cha bahirani ayatanani veditabbani Cha viññāna kaya veditabba Cha phassa kaya veditabba Cha vedana kaya veditabba Cha tanha kaya veditabba. In English, the 6 internal bases should be understood. The 6 external bases should be understood. The 6 classes of consciousness should be understood. The 6 classes of contact should be understood. The 6 classes of feeling should be understood. The 6 classes of craving should be understood. So this is what I recited at the beginning of this talk. So this is what we have to examine. This is what we have to understand and practice, develop and realize. This is the tangle, as I said earlier. This is the tangle. Let's take this one by one and try to understand this. To understand, to practice this, you need good attention. Very good attention. To practice, when you practice, you need good concentration. And then you need good insight. Serenity and insight. So, the Buddha said, 6 internal bases should be understood. What are the 6 internal bases? The eye, ear, nose, the tongue, body, and the mind. These are the 6 internal bases. These are to be understood, to be comprehended. Then we understand them as they are, not as my eye, my ear, my nose, my tongue, my body, my mind. Not as mine. Whenever you have that tag with mine, that label with mine, then you cling to these things. You can't understand its real nature. If you can understand the real nature, you can understand that though it is here within, this is not really mine because it is changing. If it is mine, I should be able to control this, keep this in my control, under your control. It should be able to keep it under your control, but you cannot control these things. Eye is decaying. Weak sight, you get your sight weak. That is what is happening. It is changing all the time. Not only eye, all this body. 5 aggregates. So, the Buddha said these 6 internal bases should be understood. That means the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Now, then the Buddha said, the 6 external bases should be understood. What are the 6 external bases? The form, sound, smell, odors, taste, tangible object, and mental object. Those are the 6 external bases. These are to be understood as they are. Understood means as they are. Then the Buddha said 6 classes of consciousness should be understood. What are the 6 classes of consciousness? The eye consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness, nose consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness. These are the 6 classes of consciousness. Then the Buddha said 6 classes of contact should be understood. Eye contact, the eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind contact. Those are the 6 classes of contact. Then 6 classes of feeling should be understood. Eye feeling, ear feeling, nose feeling, tongue feeling, body feeling, mind feeling. Then the 6 classes of craving should be understood. The eye craving, ear craving, nose craving, tongue craving, body craving, mind craving. So these are the 6 sets of 6. There are 36 factors. These 36 factors to be understood. To understand these things, we have to take one by one. And when meditate, we can take this one by one and understand the nature of this 36 factors. The nature of these 36 factors is ever-changing, impermanent, unsatisfactory, without a self. Impermanent, unsatisfactory, without a self. Not mine, not me, not myself. These are the characteristics. Whenever we grasp this, we normally, it is intrinsically, from time immemorial, we think that this is mine. This I is mine. That is how we think. Etang mama, this is mine. Eso hamasmi, this is me. Eso me atta, this is my self. I is myself. We have tendency, mentally we think this. Mentally we grasp this as mine. I is my self, or form is myself. Consciousness is myself. Contact is myself. Feeling is myself. Craving is myself. Like that we grasp these things as either as mine or me or myself. Now when we practice, we have to understand that this is not mine. This I is not mine. Not me. Not myself. In such a way, we have to practice. You have to understand. So when we understand this, when we practice this, we can understand its reality. The Buddha, in this sutta, Buddha says, if one would say, the I is myself, it is impossible. It's impossible because in the I, there is an appearance. There is a disappearance. There is an origination of I. There is a cessation of I. Since there is origination and cessation, it is changing. Since it is changing, it is not a permanent thing to be grasped as your soul, as yourself. So I is not yourself. Self or soul means permanent thing, permanent entity. There is no permanent entity, but activities. The whole system of the world is nothing but activity. Everything is in activity, not entity. So the Buddha said, the I, if anybody says that I is myself, it is impossible because it is changing. If anybody says that form is myself, form itself is changing. It has the nature of arising, nature of perishing. Form itself is not yourself. Then if anybody says that no, it is not myself, but my consciousness is the self. I consciousness is myself. I consciousness itself is changing. It has an origination and cessation. Or if anybody says that not that, but contact is myself. This contact is also changing. If anybody says that no contact, but feeling is myself. Feeling itself has origination and cessation, birth and death. And craving itself has birth and death, origination and cessation. All these things come to be because of some causes, some reasons. In the whole system of the world, nothing happened without a cause. Everything comes to be because of some causes. Not only one cause even. Not because of first cause, but because of many causes. Buddhism teaches us many causes, many results. Cluster of causes and cluster of effects. That is the teaching of the Buddha. Many causes. So this I come to be because of some causes. What are the causes? I come to be because of mentality and physicality. I come to be because of mentality and physicality. What is mentality? This is in Pali, Nama, Rupa. Nama and Rupa. This should be understood. Nama, Rupa. Nama means there are 5 things. What are the 5 things? Feeling, perception, volitional formations, contact and attention. These 5 are called Nama, mentality. These 5 are called mentality. Then what is Rupa? Means 4 things. What are the 4 things? Earth, water, heat, air. These 4 things are called physicality. So, mentality and physicality. Nama Rupa. It is because of Nama Rupa this I comes to be. Not only Nama, when you say Nama Rupa, there are this karma also. Nama Rupa. So we get this I because of Nama Rupa. Then ear is the same. Nose, tongue, body and mind. All these come to be because of causes. Nama Rupa exists because of Vijnana, consciousness. Buddha said, Nama Rupa Pacchaya Vijnana, Vijnana Pacchaya Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa exists because of Vijnana, the consciousness. Consciousness exists because of Nama Rupa. So these are interdependently exist. Once Venerable Sariputta gave a simile of the 2 sheaves of reeds, 2 bundles of reeds. Say, if you keep the 2 bundles of reeds like this, it stands there, just like this. 2 sheaves of reeds. So, Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa Pacchaya Vijnanam, Vijnana Pacchaya Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa exists because of Vijnana, consciousness. Consciousness exists because of physicality and mentality. So this is how we have to understand this Nama and Rupa. Now Buddha says form, referring to form. Form is also changing. One day, the Buddha was going from house to house begging, together with Venerable Rahula. Rahula was going behind him. When they went to the village, before entering the village, the Buddha looked back and said, Rahula, you know, the Rahula is Buddha's son, while he was at home as a layperson, his son. So, addressing Rahula, Buddha said, Rahula, whatever form, whether it is present, past, future, internal, external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, whatever form should be understood as this is not mine, this not me, this is not myself. This is impermanent, this is unsatisfactory, this is soulless. This is how you have to understand whatever form. Then Venerable Rahula asked, Venerable Sir, is that only form? Then the Buddha said, not only form. Form, feeling, perception, volitional formation, consciousness. All these 5 aggregates should be understood in such a way. This is not mine, this not me, this is not myself. This is impermanent, unsatisfactory, without a self, soulless. That is how we have to understand. That is what is called insight. When you understand in such a way, things in such a way, that is what is called insight. Where you understand things as they are. So, this form is to be understood in such a way. And then we have consciousness. When we have I, the form and consciousness is sixfold. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness. Consciousness, this is very important to understand, because in language, in our language, in English, we have only two terms to define, to explain, to describe this mind. Only two terms. But the Buddha has given us three terms that we to understand clearly. Buddha gave three terms: Chitta, Mano, Vijnana. Three terms. Unfortunately, we have only two terms to explain all this. That is one problem that we have. Consciousness and mind, these are the two terms we use in language. When the Buddha said mind, consciousness, Chitta, Mano, Vijnana, let's understand these three. When the mind is connected to heart, it is called emotional aspect of mind. It is the emotion. Whenever you have emotion, you touch your heart, your chest. Love, hatred, or anything, when emotion, like this. You don't hold your head. But heart, oh, what happened? Oh my God. Oh my God, that's how you do. That's heart. That is the emotional aspect of your mind. When the mind is connected to brain, it is called mind, it is Mano. Mano. That is the second aspect of mind. Mano. When the mind is connected to six senses, that is called Vijnana. Vijnana, that is the perceptual aspect of mind. So, we have three aspects of mind. Emotional aspect, intellectual aspect. Mano is intellectual aspect, and then the perceptual aspect of mind. Three aspects of mind. That is how we to understand. So for both Chitta and Vijnana, we use only one term, that is consciousness. That is the problem that I said. So however, we have to understand these six sets of six. Then when we have I, form, then there arises consciousness. Meeting of these three is called contact. The I consciousness arises in the I, not outside. I consciousness arises in the I when there is a form in front of the I. Simply having I, you cannot see anything. Simply having I and the form, you can't see. In order to see the object, form, you should have the consciousness. That is called Vijnana, Chakku Vijnana. It is then Vijnana has the function to understand it, to know it. Vijnana, Vijanati, to know. So, I, the form and the consciousness. When these three come together, that is called contact. Phassa in Pali. This is the crucial point, the most important point. When you have contact, then there arises feeling. When you have feeling, then the next step is craving. This is how the perception takes place. I, form, consciousness, contact, feeling, craving. Then perception. This is the perception. That is how you see things, how you hear things, how you smell things, how you taste things, how you tactile any tangible objects, you tactile objects, you get this. And then how you mentally understand things. This is how we are in function. That is why we want to understand this thing. So the Buddha said, contact is very important because it is because of contact that feeling arises. Feeling is one of the aggregates. That aggregate arises because of contact. So if our feeling is good feeling, if we can understand feeling better, we can understand that aggregate. Then perception arises because of contact. Feeling arises because of contact. Perception arises because of contact. And mental formation, volitional formation arises because of contact. So of the five aggregates, 3 aggregates arise because of contact. That should be understood. Then feeling. Feeling has 3 aspects. Pleasant feeling, painful feeling, neither painful nor pleasant feeling. 3 types of feeling. According to the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha said there are 9 types of feelings. There is another discourse in the Majjhima where the Buddha explained 108 types of feelings. We can understand how many feelings we have nowadays, right? When you sit for meditation, you can understand feeling. Pain. That is not only feeling, that is pain. Feeling, when you say feeling, it is not only pain, but any sensation. Any sensation of the body is feeling. So, feeling, once the Buddha gave a simile to understand what feeling is. Imagine that there is a cow, a skinned cow, no skin, it's bleeding. The cow is bleeding, right? No skin. Suppose the cow is going here and there without the skin, it's bleeding. She can't stay outside. As different creatures come and sit there, suck blood. She can't stay there outside in the land. Then what she does? Goes to the water. Then what happens? All types of fish, they come and eat. They try to eat. Then again come out and go somewhere, go to sleep, lie down. Can't do it. All the time feeling. Suppose lean into a tree, it's impossible. Feeling, painful. So wherever goes, feeling like that. So these things have to be understood. The Buddha said, when you understand these 6 internal bases, 6 external bases, 6 classes of consciousness, 6 classes of contact, 6 classes of feeling, 6 classes of craving. You can understand it and you know what is really happening. That is the wisdom. That is how you develop your wisdom. That is how you develop your insight. But still, it is not completed. There are some underlying tendencies. When you understand this, you can give up, you can eradicate your defilements. When you understand these 6 sets of 6, you can understand that there is no permanent thing. Everything is changing, everything is unsatisfactory, everything is without a self. Everything is not mine, not me, not myself. You can understand, you can realize this. But still, further, Buddha said there are some underlying tendencies. Underlying tendencies come to be because of feeling. When you have feelings, whenever the feeling is present, then there arises underlying tendencies to lust. If the feeling is aversion, then there arises the underlying tendency of aversion. If not, simply feeling is neutral. If you are not mindful, what happens? There arises underlying tendency to ignorance. That is sometimes you might have heard in Upekka is equanimous. There arises ignorance. That is why we want to develop mindfulness, to be mindful when things come together and at the point of contact. If we are mindful at that time, we can change this process. Then we can change the process not to go to the step of craving, but wisdom. If you can change this to wisdom, then you are creating, you are doing another process, that is the wisdom process, where you end up completely eradication of defilements. There you understand that things are changing. With that understanding, with that clear understanding, you disenchant with that. Disenchanted leads you to dispassion, dispassion to release. When you are released, you know that you are released. You know that your mind is released. It is said in the Pali, Vimuktasming Vimuktamiti Jnanam Hoti. When you are released, you know that your mind is released. Vimuktasming Vimuktamiti Jnanam Hoti. The person who attains enlightenment, that Vimukta is the attainment of enlightenment. That attainment of enlightenment is within this lifetime. Some people believe that they attain enlightenment after death. Buddha's enlightenment is after death. That is how some people define this. That is incorrect. Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. From that time, the Buddha lived this life without attachment, without clinging. No attachment, no repulsion. That was the life he led for 45 years. That was his enlightenment. Enlightenment is not after death, but in this lifetime. So that enlightened one's mind, that mind is not called mind any longer. That is called vijnana. That vijnana is different. That vijnana is called anidassana vijnana. Anidassana vijnana. The enlightened one's vijnana, consciousness, is called anidassana vijnana. This is a special consciousness. Because in that consciousness, there is no form, no earth, no solidity things, no earth, no fire, no water, no wind, no physicality, no mentality. There are such things. It is called featureless vijnana, featureless consciousness. Through that consciousness, when he sees the world differently. Buddha gave a simile. That was suppose on the top of a mountain there is a pool in which there are different beings, pebbles, plants inside. The water is very clear. Suppose a person is standing there on the bank. Whenever he sees the pool, he can see all these shoal of fish. He can see pebbles, plants, everything inside. Because water is very clear, translucent, transparent water. You can see it clearly. Like that, the enlightened one, when he sees the world, he can see reality. He can see things as they are. He sees not the object, but he sees how he sees. Not what he sees, but how he sees. That is not a perception. That is called a perception. The English term is a perception. It is not the perception, but a perception. So that is the nature. That is the nature of the enlightened one. This enlightenment is the result of practicing both serenity and wisdom, samatha and vipassana. If we practice samatha and vipassana together, we can live happily, peacefully, less attachment. That is what we want. Light-heartedly, wherever we go, we have light-hearted. We don't cling to many things, not many things in our mind. We are living there. Wherever we go, we live there, right there. That is what we want. This is why, friends, we have to practice meditation. To live happily, peacefully, and as the result, one day we will be able to attain Nibbana. So let's understand this wonderful Dhamma. As we are practicing, as we are practicing this Dhamma throughout these days, we acquire a great deal of merit. By the power of all this merit, may we all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu.